Hello friends. Uh, Today we are going uh, to discuss on the uh, group 3 B elements or group 4th elements. The group 3rd B elements, the precipitating reagent is the NH4Cl and NH4OH in presence of the H2S gas. The These elements, group 3B elements, are precipitated as a sulfides in ammoniacal solution NH4Cl and NH4OH. That means the group 3B, the precipitating reagent is the H2S, that is the hydrogen sulfide is the precipitating reagent for the group 3B elements in the ammoniacal conditions. And this to form a black PPT of the group 3B elements is separated by the separation of group 3B elements is the to stir the precipitate or residue with dilute HCl and centrifuge. Okay, the black PPT of group 3B elements is stir or the stirring with the residue in, in presence of dilute hydrochloric acid and centrifuge. The centrifuge, after centrifuge, you will get the black residue or black PPT of copper, cobalt sulfide and nickel sulfide. And the centrifugate will get may contains Mn2 plus and Zn2 plus. The black residue of cobalt sulfide and nickel sulfide again treated with aqua regia solution. The aqua regia means it is the mixture of 3:1 uh, concentration of hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. It, after treatment, the aqua regia with cobalt sulfide and nickel sulfide, the sulfur is decomposed. Sulfur is decomposed and to form a stable or soluble salt of chloride salt of cobalt chloride and nickel chloride. These salts are soluble in aqueous. Again, the chlorides of cobalt and nickel are treated with potassium cyanide, and then potassium cyanide then to form the K4, that is potassium cobalt cyanide and potassium nickel cyanide. These are mostly uh, these salts are water soluble. Uh, Potassium hexacyanocobaltate and potassium tetracyanonickel. These complexes are formed in the solution, and it is the mixture of cobalt complexes of cyanocomplexes of cobalt and cyanocomplexes of nickel in the solution. These complexes, cobalt and nickel, cyanocomplexes of cobalt and nickel, again uh, treated with the sodium hydroxide and bromine in water. In this case, the sodium hydroxide and bromine in water to form the residues of nickel oxides. That is, the residues of nickel oxides or the PPT of nickel oxides, and in aqueous and in or centrifugate the cobalt uh, here cobaltous or cobaltic, the cobalt is oxidized in presence of sodium hydroxide and bromine in water, and then to form a K3 cobalt CN6. Means here the oxidation state of cobalt is +2. Okay, +2 oxidation state. Okay, cobalt 2 plus is oxidized in presence of NaOH and bromine in water, and then to form a cobalt 3 plus. That means here to form a complex K3 cobalt Cl6. Okay, here cobalt and nickel is separated in in such method. This is this very simple method, the separation of cobalt and nickel. And next the in centrifugate, uh, which may contains the manganese 2 plus and Zn2 plus ion. This boil the centrifugate ion to add the sufficient amount of the sodium hydroxide and hydrogen peroxide. Here, to black residues of the Mn oxides, manganese, and in presence of sodium hydroxide uh, and hydrogen peroxide, the first Zn zinc chloride. Okay, zinc chloride treated with NaOH to form a hydroxide, zinc hydroxide. But excess of sodium hydroxide in presence of hydrogen peroxide to form a sodium zincate, then Na2ZNO, and therefore uh, the, the centrifugate the manganese and Zn2 plus. First you have to boil the solution and again then add sodium hydroxide in presence of hydrogen peroxide to form a zinc hydroxide, and due to excess of sodium hydroxide and hydrogen peroxide to form the sodium zincate, and therefore this group is separated by the uh, in by using the specific reagents. Okay, here the confirmatory test for the cobalt nickel manganese ion zinc. Here the confirmatory test for the the cobalt 2 plus ion is confirmed by the place a drop of the solution on a plate. Okay, and then add 2 to 3 drops of ammonium thiocyanate NH4 is Cl. Okay, and therefore to you will get the blue color or blue color appears on the plate. That is to indicate the cobalt is confirmed. Cobalt ESCl 4 2 minus. Cobalt ACN 2 4 minus. That indicate the color is the blue color is appear on the plate. Okay, and therefore cobalt 2 plus ion is confirmed. One more test is the cobalt is potassium nitrite. Okay, to form a the so in presence of sodium hydroxide to form a sodium cobalt nitrite, that is cobalt NO2 6. Okay, that is yellow PPT is obtained. Okay, uh, this is the confirmatory test for cobalt 2 plus ion. Then confirmatory test for the nickel 2 plus ion. Here the solution, add 1 drop of the in umbilical conditions, the nickel dimethyl glycoside. Dimethyl glycoside in ammonical solution, so you will get the to form a nickel dimethyl glycoside precipitate or color, that is the pink color is appear. The pink color appear means that is to indicate the nickel 2 plus ion is confirmed. Uh, for the uh, manganese and zinc, here the manganese Mn2 plus ion, Mn2 plus ion. Again, one place a drop of the solution on a plate and add 1 drop of concentrated nitric acid and small crystal of solid sodium bismuthate. The purple color is produced due to the formation of the permanganate ions. Here, KNO, this is the precipitating reagent, potassium nitrate, the HNO3 and uh, the crystals of solid sodium bismuthate. You will get the blue color blue color appear on the plate, that indicates to confirm the manganese. The manganese is confirmed, Mn2 plus ion. Okay. Uh, the zinc Zn2 plus ion is again they place a drop of the above solution on a spot plate. Add 1 drop of each copper sulfate solution and ammonium uh, mercurothiocyanate reagent, and you will get the violet precipitate. Okay, copper sulfate and ammonium mercury thiocyanate. You will get the violet precipitate of mixed violet precipitate of the mercurothiocyanates of copper and zinc is formed. Mercurothiocyanates of copper and zinc is formed. That indicates zinc is confirmed. Uh, Second group is uh, the fourth group. It is a solution which the precipitating reagent is the NH4Cl and ammonium carbonate, NH4 twice CO3. NH4 twice CO3 is to get the white precipitate. It is PPT of fourth group elements. Then separation of fourth group elements. Separation of fourth group the PPT of is calcium. Again, fourth group elements, the PPT of calcium, strontium and barium. In fourth group elements, these elements are present: calcium, strontium and barium. The PPT of the calcium, strontium and barium is dissolved in or carbonates of the calcium, strontium, and barium are dissolved in 5 ml uh, acetic acid. Okay, this precipitate of carbonates of calcium, strontium, and barium is treated with dilute acetic acid and potassium chromate K2CrO4 potassium chromate. Okay, and boil this solution. Boil this solution. Okay, after boiling, to get the residues and centrifugate, you will get the precipitate of the residues of the barium. Yellow residue is barium as a barium chromate. Barium as a barium chromate, and in centrifugate contains the strontium and calcium. Strontium and calcium. Again, this centrifugate, which may contains calcium and strontium, are treated with ammonium sulfate and sodium thiosulfate. Again, ammonium sulfate and sodium thiocyanate. Sodium thiocyanate. Sodium thiosulfate. Sodium thiosulfate. Ammonium sulfate and sodium thiosulfate. Then to get the precipitate of is strontium sulfate. And the centrifuge contains calcium. Okay. In fourth group elements, these are the precipitate of the calcium carbonate, strontium carbonate, barium carbonates are treated with acetic acid and potassium chromate. Boil this solution, you will get the residues of yellow barium as a barium chromate, and centrifuge may contain strontium and calcium. Again, this centrifugate is treated with ammonium sulfate and sodium thiosulfate. You will get the residues of strontium as a strontium sulfate, and the centrifuge may contains calcium. Okay. The next point, the confirmatory test or spot test is spot test for the barium 2 plus ion. Here uh, the addition of this sodium uh, rhodizonate reagent, you will get the red stain to the formation of barium as a red stain or color appear on the red color appears, that indicates to form a barium rhodizonate to form. Okay, the barium is the component test for the rhodizonate is the indicator for the identification of barium. Again, one more test for the barium is the add the sulfate H2SO4 to form a barium as a barium sulfate. Again, then add potassium uh, K2CrO4, you will get the precipitate of barium as a barium chromate, yellow PPT, white PPT, and this is the yellow PPT of chromate. Okay, this is okay. Again, they add lead sulfate. Uh, okay, this is then to form a barium as a barium chromate. Okay, these are the this reagent is used for the identification of as a barium as a barium sulfate, barium chromate, and barium rhodozonate. Okay, the next element is the calcium. Calcium 2 plus ion is the confirmed by the is uh, due to this or the centrifugate 1 ml dilute acetic, add 1 ml dilute acetic acid and place a drop of it on a spot plate, and then add 2 drops of picrolinic acid reagent. Picrolinic picrolinic acid picrolinic acid reagent, then you will the white PPT of calcium picrolinic acid, picrolinic or picrolinate white PPT is formed. Okay, yeah. Therefore, the one more test is oxalic acid is used for the identification of calcium, then to form a PPT of calcium oxalate. Calcium oxalate. Okay, and therefore the calcium is confirmed. Then strontium also is used for the sodium rhodozonate. Here the barium is also used as a rhodium rhodozonate reagent, and strontium is also used as a rhodozonate reagent. But in barium, you will get the red stain of the barium rhodozonate complex, and for the strontium, gray or reddish brown stain is produced. Okay. Then the fifth group, elements is group fifth. This reagent is NH4 OH plus ammonium NH4 ammonium hydrogen phosphate is the precipitate. This reagent is used for the dihydrogen phosphate, diammonium hydrogen phosphate or disodium hydrogen phosphate is used for the precipitation of fifth group elements, and in fifth group elements only Mg2 plus ions, and this Mg2 plus ions is to form a magnesium hydrogen phosphate and magnesium hydrogen phosphate. Okay, the magnesium is confirmed. Uh, the magnesium is confirmed by using the uh, okay. This magnesium is confirmed by using the 2 drops of solution in test tube, then add 4 dilute NH ammonia solution, and add 3% oxygen reagent. And in chloroform, shake well and centrifuge. The yellowish green layer is obtained in the chloroform that indicates magnesium is confirmed. Again, one more test is the 2 drops of solution in test tube. and 10% NaOH sodium hydroxide solution, and Titan yellow reagent. Titan, this is the reagent, organic reagent is reagent, and centrifuge it, red PPT or red color is obtained, that indicates magnesium is present. Uh, the This is the confirmatory test for the magnesium. And last, sixth group, that is the group 6 is, which may contains is the no specific reagent. The N is ammonium ions, potassium and sodium. These elements are in the sixth group elements. Okay. Yeah. Uh, this is the qualitative analysis of the first two group, sixth elements by using different precipitating the reagents and their confirmation test or spot test. Uh, this same macro qualitative analysis is very important for the identification of the cations and anions in the so many applications like soil analysis, water analysis, pesticide, herbicides, insecticides, dyes, pigments, okay, uh, drugs, medicinal tablets, okay, and this soil ore analysis, alloy analysis, okay. Uh, Therefore, the first you have to know the what type of the element present in the sample, name of the cations and anions which are present in the sample, and then what type of reagent is required for the identification of the such type of cations and anions. Therefore, you know the in detail the semi-qualitative analysis, about the semi-qualitative analysis. The semi-qualitative analysis is very important. The if you know if you know the semi-qualitative analysis, you can easily to analyze or separation or identify the, the various cations and anions in the samples. You remember this. Okay. Thank you.